All right, guys, this is going to be a pretty simple and short video on what I think about Kaldar Fusion Materials and why I think it's going to go up in value pretty soon. And a lot of that has to do with the price action that's been occurring within the materials that build Kaldar Fusion Materials. So the supply for the materials has become very expensive and very limited with all of the action that's been going with red flesh fish and natural pearls and the carps. Now, if you look here on this web page here, this is the April and May roadmap. They're going to be releasing the Glavier, the blade, the Lance Master. And when they release this Blade Master, they're going to give a 960 power pass, a Faden power pass, so you can jump right into a tier 2 fresh character. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean for the market, and what is that going to mean for the general population playing the game? Well, if we go to the Lost Ark Steam charts, we can derive data from the Steam charts here, and we can kind of make some guesses. Now, none of this data is perfect, but I'm going to make some broad, I'm going to paint it with some broad strokes. So, if we can say like, okay, on these days we have around 400,000 players. Maybe there's about like 800,000. I think it would be fair to say there's roughly 800,000 active players playing the game. And if we were to say, okay, well, in NA, we maybe have a quarter of that on NA East. So if we could say that maybe there's roughly 200,000 players in NA East that are still active and are still playing the game. I don't know. I don't have the numbers, but I'm gonna just make my best guesses. Right? This is all guesswork. No investments are risk free, but we're gonna be doing guesswork, and then we're gonna extrapolate some of that data. So if you look here and we can assume that there's 200,000 people playing, we can almost assume that maybe 10-20% on the low end are going to be buying, that are going to be playing this new character, and of course they're going to be using this 960 free power pass. Why wouldn't you? 1 in 5 people using that power pass, I think, is very, very likely. But we're going to take that a step further. We're going to take a look at the gear honing system, and what I want to show you guys is, this is on Maxroll, by the way. You can go here, go through the resources, go onto the honing guide, scroll down. If you go down here, it's actually 173 total Kaldar Fusion Materials required to go from 960 to 1100, because this takes honing your weapon takes so many fusion materials, and then obviously each armor piece requires a certain amount of fusion materials. If you see here, like 7 here, 5 here, 5 here, it adds up, especially when we're talking about a lot of characters that need this, a lot of characters that want to be getting up to tier 3. So so if we go here to this calculator, we can make some, we can paint with some broad strokes here, and we can say, okay, well, if there's like around 200,000 people that are going to be doing this, okay, and we know that there's 173 Kaldar Fusion Materials, and we multiply that by roughly, let's say maybe 20,000 people, 10%. That's really low. That's really, really low. Like, I'm like really, 10% of people are going to buy this. I think there's gonna be quite a few more, but I wanted to show you guys like the bottom end of this, right? Like, this is the very lowest calculation, I think. So 173 multiplied by 20,000 people, the 20,000 characters, right? Already we're at 3.46 million, 3,460,000 of these stones being required to get to tier 3 for this alt that's coming out. Now, again, I want to show you guys, look at how dead the market is. Oh, if I knew how to do this. All right, so look at how dead the market is, okay? We have only 116,000. It's been going down consistently over the last week. I've been checking it, every day. And we've been taking a close look at Kaldar Fusion Materials because, the Redfish gang, we've been keeping an eye on the market. We don't miss a thing. You guys should have seen yesterday. It was fucking crazy. Yesterday was fucking crazy. All right, things were blowing up at 600% with the news of the update, and I'm gonna have a video later showing that, where I called out all of the things that are gonna increase with the update. So if you don't want to miss shit on the market, I mean, follow me. Anyways, so if we look at Auriok Solar Carps, and Caldar Solar Carps, these are still not the proper price that they need to be. The proper price that I would guess them at is at Red Flesh Fish. These Aureus Solar Carps should be around 19 gold. We'll probably see that next week, is what I would imagine. I would imagine that's the very lowest this will be. And I will also guess that once Aureus Solar Carps reaches the same value in terms of crafting as excavation, you'll also see excavation materials go up in value. And I think that this Caldar Fusion material demand is going to expedite this exchange of value. So would I say that Caldar Fusion materials is a great investment? Well, I mean, I have 10,000 of them. So, you know, I would say that, like, I'm doing it. Like, if here, I'll just show you what I'm holding here. And you know, I believe in it because I think that 5 gold is really cheap. And when we're gonna need 3.5 million of these stones, I think that things are gonna really change in the market. And I think people are gonna have a lot of changes in how they view the market, because a lot of the videos and the content creators that I watch, they're very narrow. They're very narrow in what they're looking at, and they don't have a good grasp on the entirety of the market. Now, if someone could prove me wrong on that, I'm open to discussion. I'd love to have a call. But again, just the knowledge that it's out there is pretty fucking pathetic when it comes to the market, in my mind. So we're gonna go to the next stage here of this video, where it's just me showing you that I'm kind of balls deep into this. And again, the values of these items when I bought them, I mean, I think I'm about, well, I'll just show you what I have, I think, and how much I believe in these things. And you can kind of decide for yourself whether or not, and I tell all of the people that are new, that join, decide for yourself whether or not you believe in this, right? Like, decide for yourself whether or not you believe that Caldars are going to go up. I mean, I've got a little bit of them. I have a couple of them, you know. I'm making more all the time. And again, you know, like, if you look here in my storage, I have 282,000 fish. I got 100,000 natural pearls. I have Caldar Solar Carps. I have 53,000 Solar Carps. So, like, I do have some money in this. I'm just waiting for the prices to reestablish themselves and kind of. I don't think that the value of these items have reached their true potential yet, because the market hasn't adapted from when bots had been, you know, basically not cut out of the market, but greatly diminished. Now, I don't think that bots are going to be removed, but they're going to be greatly diminished. And also, as an aside, I think that something that people aren't talking about is when tier 2 materials go up in value, okay, tier 1 and tier 3 materials will also go up in value. Okay, by proxy. That doesn't mean that tier 1 and tier 3 has more demand. What's happening is that they have tier 1 and tier 3 have less supply, because people are so focused on tier 2, because that's where the real money makers. And so that's what I mean by tier 1 and tier 3 is going to go up in value by proxy. So if that made sense, comment, like my shit. If it didn't make sense, you're a dum-dum. Like I say, we make fun of the dum-dums all the time. They're like, I don't give a shit. Fucking, I'll see you on the next one.